All right, welcome, 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 and thank you for taking the time to join us for this webinar today. My name is Sean, and I am the Community Navigator for San Francisco Bay Area, and I am here today with my colleague, Cecilia. Cecilia, would you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role here at One Degree?
Yes, Sean, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Cecilia Mejia. I am the Los Angeles Community Navigator for One Degree, and I'll be here to support Sean in this COVID-19 resource webinar. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you. Today we are going to be explaining step-by-step how to navigate our COVID-19 resource guide. We will also be looking at our new homepage and My Plan features on our community user accounts. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to go over just a few logistics for today's webinar. So the first, we have disabled the live chat for this webinar. We have disabled it because we want to make sure that we're protecting our community from any negative comments and to help keep our streaming delay a little bit shorter. If you have any questions for us during the presentation, you can use our Padlet site to ask them. And that Padlet site is here on the screen here, padlet.com/1degree/chat. You can also find it in the description for this webinar on YouTube. In the little description section, you'll see a link to the Padlet there. Cecilia will be working to answer any questions you might have, and we will also have a question and answer period towards the end of the presentation, just in case there's any questions we might have missed in the chat. We also had a few questions in our registration forms that this webinar is not going to cover, but we will make sure that we will respond to each of those questions individually. So if you are someone who registered for today's webinar and had a specific question in your registration, we'll be following up with you tomorrow with resources for your specific needs. We want to make sure that you get to the services that you need, and we are happy to help, and we'll be showing you some other ways to get support from our One Degree team today. So just to get started, I want to introduce you to One Degree and our mission. So One Degree is a searchable database of community resources in the San Francisco Bay Area and Los Angeles. We also happen to be in Gainesville, Florida, and we just opened up a chapter in New York City. So we are slowly expanding nationally. We serve all 9 counties here in the Bay Area and all of Los Angeles County. Our mission is to empower individuals to create a path out of poverty for themselves and their communities. And with this, we make sure to put people as the first and foremost priority in all the work that we're doing. So our community is at the heart of all of the work that we are putting together, which is why we're here today with this webinar as a way to reach our community members during the current pandemic. With that, One Degree is HIPAA compliant. And so that means that just like at your doctor's office, no one but your doctor is allowed to see your medical records. On the One Degree platform, your account information is completely private and confidential and can only be viewed by One Degree staff. Our platform is available in English and Spanish, as well as mobile friendly, which is what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at the website from the mobile browser perspective. Also with that, because we are in English and Spanish, we will be having a Spanish version of this exact webinar on Thursday at 1 p.m. So please be sure to check that out if you know anybody who needs to see this webinar in Spanish. So we follow a strict set of data standards, which helps us to make sure that all of the information on our platform is up to date and as correct as possible, and helps us to get our community members to the services that they need. So we make sure to follow our internal verification process, as well as work with our community partners. Some of the services you may be going to access, we have relationships with those agencies, and they're helping us to make sure that all of the resources on our platform are up to date. And we also listen to and seek out community feedback. After today's webinar, if you registered, you'll see a follow-up email with a feedback form in it. We would love to hear your thoughts about our community webinars, as well as any feedback you have about our One Degree platform. So just a few language things about our platform. So One Degree uses what we call an opportunity-based approach. And this means that we prioritize the actual service or program that's being offered by an agency before the organization itself. So an opportunity you'll see on our page is indicated by a colorful resource icon, much like the two here on this screen. You can see education has a little graduation cap, and employment has a little briefcase, and then organizations are signaled by the little hierarchy icon there, and you'll be able to see more information about the nonprofit or government agency that is providing the service or program. All right, so there are 4 ways to search on our platform, and this looks a little bit different because we are using the mobile browser perspective. So this is what these search features would look like on an Android phone. That's what these screenshots are from an Android mobile perspective. So you can see here we have our category ribbon, and you can see all of our colorful icons here for different opportunities that you can search by. We also have our guided search, and this guided search will ask a few questions and get some more information to help direct you towards services you might need. Then we also have our search bar here, where you can type in keywords and search for opportunities and organizations this way. You can also, on your home page, next to home, there is a little tab here called Browse Resources, and this allows you to browse resources by category. So all of this as well, just to let you know, the first 3 options you can do without having an account. And this last option here, the Browse Resources, this is if you're signed in as a community member on the One Degree mobile browser. So one of the things that we want to talk about in our searching is our availability of our filters. So we're going to be talking about COVID-19 resources today, and one of the ways that you can look for services on our platform is by using our COVID-19 resource filter. So this is separate from the COVID-19 resource guide, which we're going to be going into, but this is another way in which that you can sort out resources that are available to you during shelter in place. So you can see here, if you're on your mobile browser, up at the top, there's this little filter tab here. If you click it, then it will open this second screen of different filters that you can apply. And then once you've clicked all that you are wanting to filter by and hit apply, it will then filter out your list of opportunities based on the filters that you selected. So this food selection here, this is without any filters applied. And then we could show another one with COVID-19 resources, which we'll see when we go into the webpage. So this is what an opportunity page looks like. As we talked about, opportunities are the actual service or program that an organization is providing. And this opportunity is what it looks like if you're signed in as a community member. So you can see here that I can save this opportunity to my plan. And your my plan is basically your treatment plan for yourself is one way to look at it. So your my plan is a way of keeping track of the resources that you are hoping to use or that you have found that you want to look into or seek out help from. So you can save here, or if you're looking for a family member or a friend, you can share this opportunity with your family member or friend, or you can create a collection. And we're going to be talking about collections when we get to our COVID-19 resource guide. So you can see the opportunity icon up here, the little colorful guy. This is for housing resources. Cute little blue house icon there. You can see more details about this particular opportunity. So these are different accessibility tags here about this particular opportunity. So you see this is for survivors of domestic violence, folks that are LGBTQ+, folks have to be 18 or older. It is COVID-19 related, so they are open during shelter in place. And the most important piece of all of our opportunity pages is our what to do next section. So this is what it sounds like. This is what you need to do to access this opportunity. So to access this opportunity here for emergency and transitional housing for women, you would call this number for more information. So this is basically setting you up with your own to-do list, giving you what to do to be able to use this opportunity. So if you see up here underneath the title of the opportunity, you can see it says Community Forward SF. That's the organization that is providing this particular service. And so if I wanted to see more about this organization, I could click on Community Forward SF. Instead, I'm going to go to the next page here. And this is an example from another organization, Upwardly Global. And you can see it's an organization because it has the little hierarchy icon here. You can see below there's a description of the organization. And again, you have the same options like you did with your opportunity page. You can save this organization. You can share it. You can create a collection with it. And this is an opportunity here from LA County, again, showing you the description of the organization and what the organization does, as well as if you look underneath, the title of the description of the organization, you'll see this opportunity section here. And these are the services or programs that this organization is offering at this time. So how do you know when an organization or opportunity has been updated and when the last time the information was reviewed by our team? So we have a wonderful group of resource management folks, volunteers, part-time employees, and they go through these opportunities and organizations and make sure the information is up to date. And to be able to find that out, you can click on the little verified information button here underneath the organization name. If you're on your mobile browser, if you're on the desktop version, it will be a little bit different if you're looking at the desktop. But if you're looking at your mobile browser, it'll be kind of clumped up like this. And underneath the organization title, you'll see the verified information. And when you click on that, it'll show you the last time the information on this page was updated, which was back in July. So we work hard to make sure that all of our resources are updated every 6 months. But we've been working harder in the COVID-19 time to make sure that we're updating as often as we can. So you can see another version here. This is a resource in LA County. Same thing, the verified information button is underneath the organization title. And this is the same if you were on an organization page. So this is two opportunity pages here where we're looking at the verified information, but you can also see this information on an organization page. So what is a collection? That's what we're here to talk about is our COVID-19 resource guide collection. So a collection is a digital resource binder. It's a group of organizations or opportunities that are related by location, category, or topic. So if you imagine back in the day, which was last month or so, maybe for me, I have a bunch of resources that I may have found online and just written down on a Post-it note or written down on a piece of paper or had a printout that was given to me. I kept them in one folder or binder, and that's what I used to make sure I knew where I wanted to send people or where I knew I could get help from a certain thing. That's basically what a collection is, but this is an electronic version of that same thing. With a lot more clickable buttons. So with our collection, you can see here, these are some of the collections that are available on OneDegree that I have saved to my account. So with a collection, you can really customize resource guides. You can add collaborators, and you can make it public, private, or you can have it just for yourself. This is internal for your organization, is for a pro user. So that's my bad that I didn't take that out for this community training, but all of our community members can also create collections and share collections. So our COVID-19 resource guide, OneDegree started this guide to address the urgent need to create one place to find essential community resources in Los Angeles County and San Francisco Bay Area. So this guide actually started as a stagnant page because we wanted to make sure that folks had access to resources as soon as possible. And as we learned that COVID-19 was not going away, we transitioned our resource guide into this collection. So you can see here, this is the home page of the collection. And when we go onto the webpage, I'll show you how we get to this collection from the OneDegree site. So when you come to the home page, you'll see that you are asked to select a region. So again, you can select San Francisco Bay Area or Los Angeles County. And if you select San Francisco Bay Area, this is only a few of the counties we cover. Because I was using the mobile browser, I wasn't able to move through all of them and capture all of them, but you'll see the 9 counties in the Bay Area that you can choose from. And then you'll just click on which county you'd like to look for resources in. So for instance, here's what it looks like for LA County by service planning area. So similar to the San Francisco Bay Area, when you click on the region, you're taken to this quick navigation page where you can see the collection for each service planning area in LA. So if I clicked on the San Francisco County, for an example here, you'll see the COVID-19 resources that are available in San Francisco County are here. There are 333 resources currently in this collection. So I have a couple of different options with this collection. I can share it. So I can send this by email, or I can just share the link with somebody, or I can share this on social media like Facebook. I can search within this collection. So I can search just within San Francisco County for, sorting through these 333 resources. So for instance, when I click on, this is the bottom half of that same page that we were just looking at. So underneath the search bar, you'll see browse by category. And this is where you'll see different types of categories similar to what our category ribbon looks like on our homepage. So you can click on education support, employment, unemployment. There are several other categories in this collection, but again, wanting to kind of show you just an example here. So I clicked on financial resources in San Francisco County, and you can see here, this is the list of opportunities that came up. So you can tell the opportunities here by the colorful icon. And I can use this little heart here to save this directly to my plan. So the one extra awesome benefit of moving our COVID-19 collection guide onto our One Degree platform by using the collection is that you can now save these resources to your My Plan, to your homepage, to be able to look at them later. So you can go through the whole guide and pick out the services you need and come back to them later. Or you can keep searching. All right, so just to kind of look again, this is searching within, I chose service planning area 1 here, spa 1 collection. So just to kind of get a glimpse here of the other county, Los Angeles County, you can search within spa 1 as well. And a similar, underneath the search bar, you'll see the browse by category. And again, I searched for financial resources within SPA 1. And you can see here the same, there's an opportunity that came up first. You can see the organization underneath it and a little heart for you to be able to save it to your My Plan. All right, so this is an example of what your My Plan looks like on your mobile browser. So it is a little bit more condensed than if you were looking at a desktop. So you can see here, there's 3 different sections of your My Plan. So that's resources that you have saved to your My Plan. There's also several assessments that are available on our One Degree platform, and those are to help guide you towards opportunities that are available as well. So for instance, we have a Medi-Cal and CalFresh screener that you can use that's under the assessments tab that would lead you then to our Common App, which is what we did our last webinar on. So you can go and use the assessments there. You'll also see this tab here for collections. And so if you saved our COVID-19 collection, it would show up under your collections in your My Plan. So this is an example resource here that I saved to my My Plan on my account. So you can see the organization, St. Anthony's Foundation. You can see the title of the opportunity here to get emergency shoes and clothing, the clear what to do next section. And then of course, down at the very bottom, you see a place to update whether you've utilized this resource or not. So I could click yes if I had gone. I haven't actually gone yet because I am sheltered in place. So I would say no, but I can always go back and update this if I did use it by going to my Plan and checking in on the resource here. So this is what your home page looks like on your mobile browser. So you can see again, this is a different resource that I got a referral from my pro account to my community account here. I referred myself to another service at St. Anthony's Foundation. And you can see next to that here on your homepage is also the Browse Resources tab that we talked about when we first started our presentation today. So this is where you would be able to go and use this version of searching on the platform. And again, you can see up at the top here, you can always use the search bar. All right. So with that, let's go over to our web page. I apologize. This is the first time I'm going to be using a mobile browser view for this presentation. So bear with me if we go a little bit slow. But I think I'm going to ask Cecilia, can you see the resource guide on your screen? Awesome. Okay. So what we've got here is this is what the COVID-19 resource guide would look like on Android mobile browser. And I'm just going to real quick take you to the One Degree main page here. Oh, that went to a different place. My apologies. As I said, we're going to do this best way we can. So you see up here this one second, friends. I'm just going to log out here. So this is the page that you would come to if you were not signed into any account. So you can see here the search by category ribbon here. You can see the guided search here. You can see our other locations here as well. And so I'm going to go back up to the top. If you look at this little ribbon up here, you can see we have two collections that we are highlighting right now on our webpage. The first one is Wildfires collection for the Bay Area and LA. And then underneath that, you can see our COVID-19 resource guide. So I'm just going to pause for a second and see, Cecilia, if there are any questions that have come up so far in our Padlet that maybe we can answer.
Sure. So we've had a couple. I've answered one, but you're more than welcome to share with our viewers. Can organizations offering services update their own information whenever they want?
Oh, very good question. So anybody can go in and add or edit an opportunity or organization page. So really great question. I forgot to mention that. So you can go in and add or edit resources on the page anytime you want. But the caveat with that is that our team verifies all of that information, which is part of the verified information tab that I was talking about earlier. So we just go in and double check and make sure everything that you have corrected is the right information that we need. And then it's about 1 to 3 business days that then that information goes up on our platform. But again, it's part of our data standards to make sure that we're putting the correct information up on our webpage for our community members. So yes, you can make edits and add resources anytime you want, but we do fact check it. We do go and make sure that those are the correct information and that it's clear information that our community can use to access those resources. Great question.
Sean. Thanks, Sean. And we also have one for, can you explain what pro accounts are? And they also have a nice, Sean is doing a great job explaining everything. Kudos.
Oh, thank you so much. This is live webinars are new to me, so thank you so much. And we're trying to keep it interesting for all of you. Very great question. So pro user account is for somebody who works at a nonprofit or government agency. So those are our case managers, our social workers. We have some doctors that use our platform. We have lots of different service providers that have accounts. And it's just slightly different than our community member accounts in that where you're going on to One Degree to add services to help you in your journey. Our pro users are going in to support other folks, and they're able then to refer our opportunities and organizations to community members that they work with. So that's the difference between the two accounts. Both accounts are free. So neither account costs anybody anything. It's free to sign up for a community member account or a pro user account. For community members, you just need a phone number or email and a password. And if you're connected to Google, you can use your Google account to create an account on One Degree. And if you're a pro user, you can use your agency email to connect to One Degree. That way we can connect you to your organization. So those are the two accounts we have on One Degree, but very great question. I did use that a couple of times and forgot to explain what they meant. So thank you for asking.
All good, Sean. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Cecilia. So back to our One Degree COVID-19 resource guide. So we went into our homepage here. And if you want to go directly to this page, you can use the web address about.onedegree.org/COVID-19 And we will put that in the description of this webinar after this webinar is over. So we'll make sure that you have that web address to be able to access the resource guide whenever you need to. But you can also go on the main page and click on the button in the ribbon to access the COVID-19 guide as well. So you can see here our selector region that we talked about in the PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to click on the San Francisco Bay Area because that is where I currently am. And that is the community that I work with. And so you can see here all of the 9 counties I was telling you about. You can click on any one of these and be taken to their collection. I'm going to just click on San Francisco County for now. So you can see all of this that I'm accessing right now, I'm accessing without an account. So you don't have to have a community member or pro user account to search our database. The main difference between searching without an account and searching with an account is the ability to save things and track your progress in accessing resources. So that is the main difference, but we don't want to limit anybody access to our webpage. So you can search, you could go through the collections, you can use the guided search, the category search, all of that without having an account. So you can see here, this is similar to the screenshot that we saw in the PowerPoint. You can see San Francisco County COVID-19. And actually, since I took the screenshots last week, we've added 6 more services, resources to this collection. So you can see we are updating things regularly. So you can go down here and I can share. This is what we were talking about earlier, the share button. Maybe, there we go. So I can do it by email. I can send a text message, Facebook. I can just copy the link. And again, I can share this without having an account. So you can see here's the search bar. So if I wanted to just put in a keyword here, I can search the San Francisco collection for just food, and it's going to sort through this for me. Oh, that did not work. Let me go back here. My apologies. So I can go to food support down here, and it'll show me different food opportunities within my area. Let me just, there we go. So you can see here's St. Anthony's again, Project Open Hand, different organizations that offer food opportunities within the San Francisco Bay Area. Right now, my location is set in San Francisco as well. So we're gonna just click on Project Open Hand here, just to get a look at the opportunity page. So you can see here the knife and fork picture that indicates that it's an opportunity. You can see the title here. This is what the opportunity provides. So free weekly frozen meals. You can see the organization here, Project Open Hand, and I could click on that to go to the organization page. So I can see more about Project Open Hand and other opportunities that they have. I'm going to go back to the opportunity page that I was on. I can save this then to my plan. I can see the verified information, the last time it was updated. So I can see August 29th, this information on this page was last updated. Click off of that. There we go. I can share this again. You can see here, this is the description of this particular opportunity, and then the times that it's available. Just some other information about this opportunity. And then again, the eligibility and accessibility information here. So for this, you must be a CMP client and have the proper appliances to reheat the meal. And then what to do next here is call for information or email. And then underneath all of that, you can see more information about Project Open Hand, where they're located. And then reviews, notes. So you can add a review to a service, and if you add a review, all of it is anonymous. So this is just a way to say that opportunity is say, for instance, you really had a great experience at Project Open Hand. You can share that with us to let other community members know that Project Open Hand is a good place to get connected to resources. You can add a note for yourself. For instance, say I'm not ready to use this today, but I know that I might need it eventually. I can put a little note in here for myself to say, oh, next week, maybe I'll look at this resource. And then down here, you have some related opportunities. So some other options for what you're looking for, as well as other opportunities that are available through Project Open Hand. With that, let's go back to our resource guide here. So the same is true for Los Angeles County. So just to kind of take a little look at that. You can see, again, the quick navigation here, and you can see all 8 of the service planning areas. And then say I wanted to go to West LA and look for resources, a very similar setup to when we were looking at San Francisco Bay Area. So you can see here, the West LA collection here has 291 resources. I can share it here. I can browse by category, similar to the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm just going to pause, and I'm going to just put on the webinar here. I'm going to log into my account as a community member. And show you what the homepage and my plan look like, maybe. My apologies. For some reason, it doesn't want me to click on the saved passwords. So there we go. Okay. All right, so you can see now it looks very similar to when I was logged in without an account. The only difference now is that if I go back to financial support here in West LA, now when I go to look at the resources and I look at this little heart, it's actually going to let me save this to my plan. So with that, I can keep adding stuff. It won't take me directly to my plan. I can keep adding other things. So say I also, I want to go back and look at not just financial support, but I want to go back and look at general health support as well. Oh. And then my internet has decided it's tired. Just give it a minute here. There we go. So say I also want to, for instance, I want to get dental health services. So I'm gonna click the heart next to that, and I've added. You can see up here it says I've added it to my plan. So then I'm going to go to the little hamburger guy up here in the corner. And so this is going to give me options of what I can go look at. So you can see here, that is the location I am set in, San Francisco. I can browse all of the categories again if I'd like to. The main one I want to show here is that I can go to my plan. And here you'll see all of the resources that I can take action on with all of my what to do next steps. So you can see I actually have one that I completed with the hygiene kits at Hospitality House. And even if I said I used it, I can change my status and say, no, actually it's still in progress. I can say, no, I didn't use it. I have options of updating my plans for what I've actually done and not done. So I can keep track of what services I need to still reach out to, or if I need to go look up a different service. So again, here's the assessments that we were talking about. So you can see I took the CalFresh and Medi-Cal eligibility screener. I took the housing insecurity screener. So you can go and take one of our assessments, which will help to guide you to resources in your area. So these are a little bit similar to the guided search that's on the main page. So this kind of helps narrow down services for you, and you can send. Right here we have our collections. I could create a new collection. You can see I haven't saved any collections to my homepage, my plan. I can also click on this little house guy, and this is your homepage. So this is where everything lives. So you can see my plan is here. You can see under that my assessments live here too. Any saved collections I might have would live here. And I can connect with my supporters. So this may, you may want to add supporters to your My Plan. These are folks that may be helping you to either search for services or help to remind you about services. And so you can add them here to say that you want to send them an invitation so that they can see your progress here as well. And you can see again the Browse Resources tab. And then again, by category here. So we had several folks that were in the questions for the registration. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. So in the questions we had for the registration, several folks talked about how to find specific resources for specific communities. And that you can do that a couple of different ways. So you can use our guided search. You can use our filters as well. So you can see here, if you're clicking on food, it's also going to ask you if you want to apply for food stamps using our Common App tool. If you want to learn more about our Common App tool, you can also revisit the webinar that we did 2 months ago on the Common App. But then down here, you'll see different options for food opportunities. You can also just click See All, and this will show all of the food opportunities that are available in your area. And then the last thing I want to show you is the filter tool, and then we will wrap up our time together today. As soon as my web page loads, there we go. So you can see here on your mobile browser version, the filter tool is right here next to the topic of what you're searching. So I can click on filter. You could see there, it was showing one of 815 resources for food. So I definitely want to narrow that down just a little bit. So I want to click COVID-19 resources just to make sure that they're open. And then, for instance, I want to look at county serve just to make sure that it's going to cover the county that I'm looking at. Maybe if my internet stops freezing. My apologies, folks. Let me just go ahead and click apply. Will it work? Okay. Apply. There we go. And so you can see up here, these are the filters that I have. Right now, I just have COVID-19 related. If I wanted to get rid of that, I could. If I had more than one filter here, I could clear all. So you can see it narrowed down my resources from 815 to 172 just by adding the COVID-19 filter. I could also add a filter for cost or county that would narrow this down as well. So I can also clear all of them and go back to the big list of resources that I originally had. I also can scroll down and see the organizations that offer all of these opportunities should I want to look at organization as opposed to opportunity. So you can see underneath here, I can see matching organizations that came up for food within my area, as well as the opportunities that were first. So it has decided I want to go look at eatfresh.org. So this is a way to search for local farmers markets and food banks in San Francisco area. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go back to our presentation here. just to cover a few other things before we wrap up our time together. So we are available for support outside of our webinars. So we have a live chat that's available Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and then intermittently in the afternoon from 1:30 to 6. And this excludes holidays. So you can see this is the actual Ask Us box that is on the desktop version. If you're using a mobile browser, you might notice that that little yellow Ask Us box doesn't show up. There's a way to fix that. So if you go to the settings, so this little three dot thing here will open up the settings, and what you want to do is click on desktop site. This will transform your mobile browser into the desktop version of OneDegree. And once that happens, you'll see that this Ask Us box comes up. So you can access the live chat from your mobile browser. You just have to go in and make sure that it is showing you the desktop site, not the mobile version, and that'll bring up the live chat for you. If that's a lot, which I totally understand, it may be different on your phone than it was on my phone. You can always just go to our FAQs at help.onedegree.org. And this has a lot of different information about frequently asked questions about the OneDegree page, and you can get some answers there. You can also just email us at help@onedegree.org. And we will respond back to your email within 1 to 3 business days as well. So we will get back to you with your questions. Also, we just created several playlists of training videos that are available in English and Spanish that are on our YouTube page. We are working really hard to be as accessible on the YouTube as possible. So you can go and check out, we have several different playlists, so you can go and check out our general info, which is just covering the things like we talked about today that you can access with or without an account. Our community tools, which will take you through a lot of the things we covered today with your My Plan and your homepage, as well as things like changing your email on your account or adding a phone number to your account, as well as you can go through the Common App training videos if you need support in submitting an application for public benefits through our OneDegree Common App tool. Please go check those out. They are, if you're here on our webinar now, you already know where our OneDegree channel is. So they are all available on our OneDegree channel. You can also, I believe some of the links are in our FAQs. So that's it for us. We are so grateful that you joined us today. And we're just gonna go over to Cecilia and see if there are any remaining questions.
Yes, Sean, thank you. And thank you everyone for participating and sharing your questions. I do have one. If you could tell us the distinction between the mobile browser, which we saw today, versus the mobile app and their capabilities.
Yes, very good question. So with the mobile browser, you have access to a few more things that you don't have in the mobile app. So in the mobile app, you're able to access things like your My Plan and your homepage, but the COVID-19 guide is not in the mobile app. So to be able to use the COVID-19 resource guide, you have to be in the mobile browser or in the desktop site. And for pro users, the referrals tool that is available to our pro users is not available in the mobile app. So the mobile app, you can do all of the search that we talked about. You can search by category, you can search, do the guided search, and you can filter out resources and save things to your My Plan. But you don't have access to some of the other opportunities that are available through the mobile browser. Like for instance, the live chat, the COVID-19 resource guide, and the wildfires collection are all on the mobile browser or the desktop site.
Thanks, Sean. And how do you find other collections and save them?
Great question. So if we go back, let's just go back in here to our search. Okay. Maybe. Let me just go here and I'm just going to go ahead and search food again and see what comes up in my search. And as it's loading, I will say, when you're searching for something on the One Degree mobile browser or the desktop site, underneath the opportunities and organizations, there is a spot where you can see other collections that are related to your search. So if I, now that it's loaded, go all the way down here, I can also see that there are 29 collections matching food. So I might be able to find something within these that I may or may not have found up here, or also maybe I know the organization that put together that collection, or I am looking for a specific collection like Thanksgiving opportunities here that's available. I can also see all other matching collections. The other thing you can do if you know a particular agency really well and you want to focus on what they're offering, I can go to the let me just go to an org page. I can go to the organization page and see if they have any collections that they've put together of different resources, or even, so this particular organization doesn't have any collections, but if it did, they would show up on this page as well. Underneath their opportunities, you'd be able to see any collections that they've created. So that's how you would find other collections. And then, of course, once you find them, you can just save them with the little heart icon.
Awesome. Well, those were our questions.
Awesome.
On Padlet.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to join us. As always, we are here to help support you. And this webinar will be available after today on our YouTube page as well. So if you want to share it with your friends, you're welcome to. You can also rewatch it if you need to. And please do check out our other videos. I just want to give a big thank you to Cecilia for supporting us today, and for all of the One Degree team who have helped to make this webinar a possibility. We thank you all so much. And of course, all of you who are here from our community, we are incredibly grateful for you, and we are here for you if there's anything else we can do to help. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening, and we'll see you back around on Thursday for our Spanish language webinar. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care. Bye.